comedies, Earned It or Burned It, NBA Award Revelation video. Now we're looking at Defensive Player of the Year award. We see an image of Giannis and AD. Let's take a look at this. So, Kevin says Giannis. Jerry says Giannis. Nick says Bam Adebayo. Interesting. Bam Adebayo, Defensive Player of the Year. Me being a Miami Heat fan, I didn't even think of that one. Interesting. This other, okay, not this other, I'm sorry. The other link says Anthony Davis. Kirk says Giannis. Andrew says Giannis. Chris says Giannis. Andrew says Anthony Davis. Tim says Rudy Gobert. Hmm. Rudy Gobert. I like the mixiness. I like the mixiness in this because he just I don't know what that whistling sound was. That creeped me out. But yeah, just one or two candidates. It's a little clear. It's a clear cut winner. But I like the mix. I like the mixies. I like the little mix we got going on. I like the little mix we got going on. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Hey, me personally, I think Patrick Beverly should be Defensive Player of the Year candidate nearly every year. I mean, because people like to always say LeBron should always be, LeBron is always an MVP candidate. I think Patrick Beverly should be an automatic Defensive Player of the Year candidate if we're gonna say that. That's if you guys want to make that argument. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with anything I'm saying in this video, of course. Jackie says Giannis. Bobby says Giannis. Dave agrees with Nick and says Anthony Davis. Kevin goes with the majority and says Giannis. Omar agrees with Anthony Davis. Jorge goes with the majority, Giannis. Andre agrees with Tim's pick, Rudy Gobert. Mark says Anthony Davis. Eric goes with the majority for Giannis. Royce agrees with Nick on Bam Adebayo, and agrees on Anthony Davis. Final tally. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 10 votes. That's only half the survey. Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo, and Rudy Gobert split the second half of the survey, 6-2-2. Now, honestly, ESPN, you burned Giannis. You burned it. You burned it. Honestly, look, I wanted Rudy Gobert. I think Montrezl Harrell could have been a good candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. Bam Adebayo, um, he definitely improved a lot. Definitely could have been in line for most improved. Don't get me wrong. Defensive Player of the Year for Bam is a stretch. I like what he's done on defense, but I've seen a lot of moments where I feel like too many guys get a little comfortable with Bam in the post. There's no better post defender on that Miami Heat team, by the way. So really, I get it because Miami's defense in the post. I mean, if Bam's not there, there's all I totally get it. But Rudy Gobert, that was left field. Rudy Gobert's been a great defensive player for years, but that was just left field. I didn't think anybody would think, "Ooh, Rudy Gobert for Defensive Player of the Year." I just didn't think that would happen. But I like the mix. I like the mix in here. But I think y'all burned it. Me personally, I think Anthony Davis deserves Defensive Player of the Year. I wouldn't be surprised if Giannis wins it. I wouldn't be surprised because Giannis' defense is impeccable. Um, and I would say most of it is because of his body. But you can say the same for Anthony Davis. If you really think about it, Giannis and AD literally have the same skill set, only AD has shooting abilities a bit more. Like AD's more of a post guy, so he's gonna get more blocks and more rebounds. Giannis is more well-rounded, and his body allows him to be well-rounded. His body allows him to play good defense. But I feel like, AD has been a skilled guard most of his younger career, and he could use some of that on the court. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. When you're playing on a team with LeBron, you don't get too much of the offense. You really don't. You really don't. You share the offense with LeBron, but you don't really get too much of it. It's not a John Wall, Bradley Beal situation. It's not a Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson situation. It's not a Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum situation where you guys each have your portion of the offense. No, no. LeBron will give you your portion of the offense, and that's it. You're sharing it. But defensively, defensively, AD's the best defender on the team. I think AD. I think AD. Is he the best defender in the league? I could say top five. I'm not sure if I would say best defender in the league legit, but for this year, defensive player of the year, I think he was. I think he was best defensive player as a matter of fact. I think AD deserved it. Giannis, if he wins it, he wins it. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I wouldn't take anything away from Giannis, but I think AD's more skilled as a defender. I think they burned it this one. Sixth man of the year. We see two Clippers players in the image. Montrezl Harrell and our famous multi 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 award winner Lou Williams, one of the best six man in the league, one of the greatest six men of all time, Mr. Threat from the bench himself. You know what's crazy? Six men, like, that's like my favorite position on a lineup. Who doesn't want to be a six man? Who doesn't want to be the guy right behind the starters? Like, you're the best player on the bench. Who doesn't want to do that? I mean, you're not the starter. You don't have to play the whole. You don't have to play 40, 35 to 40 minutes a game. You don't have to be the lead. You can be the six man. That six man. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Hey yo. Hey. For all basketball players out there, this is just a little joke. This is just a little joke. I've never played on the basketball team in my life. But I think six men get the most chicks because they're smooth with this shit. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. I'll take that back. Let me stop. Let me stop. But Kevin says Montrezl Harrell. Jerry says Dennis Schroeder for six man of the year. He is six man behind Chris Paul. Nick picks Montrezl Harrell. The other Nick picks Lou Williams. Kirk says Dennis Schroeder. Andrew says Montrezl Harrell. Chris says Montrezl Harrell. The other Andrew says Montrezl Harrell. Tim says Montrezl Harrell. Jackie says Montrezl Harrell. Bobby says Dennis Schroeder. Dave says Lou Williams. Kevin says Montrezl Harrell. Omar says Dennis Schroeder. Jorge goes with the majority, Montrezl Harrell. Andre says Dennis Schroeder. Mark says Lou Williams. Eric says Dennis Schroeder. Roy says Dennis Schroeder. Ohm says Lou Williams. The final tally, and this is a close one. This is a close one. Montrezl Harrell 9 votes. Dennis Schroeder 7 votes. Lou Williams 4 votes. A 9-7-4 split between 20 votes. Between three players among 20 votes from ESPN. This is a pretty tight race. And you know what's crazy? And you know what's crazy? It only makes sense that we have two Clippers players here because I'm just gonna say this now. The Clippers have the deadliest bench out of all the California teams. I don't even think there's a deadlier bench in the Western Conference. But between them, the Lakers, and the Kings and the Warriors, between them, the Lakers, the Kings, the Warriors, and the Suns, that entire division, they have the deadliest bench. I think if we were to point to another West team that probably has a deeper bench or a more threatening bench than the Clippers, and this is if their lineup could do something other than just get open for threes, you might say the Jet. Oh no, let's not even say that. Yeah, no, nobody in the West has a deadlier bench than the Clippers. You would have to look in the Eastern Conference for a team with a deeper bench than the Clippers. Like honestly, and this is my opinion, I think the Clippers are going to win the NBA championship. I mean, last year the Raptors did it after not doing it before in history. I think we're going to see another Miracle Man team. But as far as back to the award, Montrezl Harrell, I say he earned this. I don't think ESPN burned it. With Lou Williams, would they have burned it? Maybe just off of recency bias of his past awards, yes. But Lou Williams, you know what I like about Lou? He's not the takeover guy. He could be humble enough to sit and let another guy know how to do things right and how to really play the game well. And listen, many leaders do that, and still take over. Lou is not the takeover guy. Lou is a six man. Lou is more of the assistant type of player. He will show you how to do things. Well, not better than him, but do what's best. He'll show you how to do. He'll show you how to do what's best for the team. And I think Lou Williams on any team, and this is why so many teams have wanted him and so many teams like him. He can influence bench players to embrace being on the bench, if that makes any sense. Like, he'll tell you, like, okay, if you want to be a starter, this is how you can do it. But if you want to be on the bench and just make easy money on the bench, hey, this is how you do it. But Montrezl Harrell, I think he earned this one. And Montrezl put in a lot of work. Again, I would like to see him for Defensive Player of the Year personally, but I like that. I like that pick. Now, Most Improved Player. Here we have an image of Bam Adebayo, but Kevin says Brandon Ingram. Jerry says Brandon Ingram. Honestly, Brandon Ingram has made some improvement, but I don't think it's that much to get the award. That's just me. Nick says Devontae Graham. The other Nick says Brandon Ingram. Kirk says Bam Adebayo. Andrew says Bam Adebayo. Chris says Brandon Ingram. Andrew goes with the majority, Brandon Ingram. Tim says Bam Adebayo. Jackie says Bam Adebayo. Bobby says Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum for Most Improved Player. It's an argument. It's a good argument. You can actually, that's a good candidate. That's a good candidate, Jason Tatum. I would say Jaylen Brown, maybe a little, but Jason Tatum, you could definitely say that. Dave Bam Adebayo, Kevin Devontae Graham, Omar Bam Adebayo, Jorge Bam Adebayo, Andre Devontae Graham, Mark Brandon Ingram, Eric Devontae Graham, Royce Bam Adebayo, Om Bam Adebayo. Final tally, and this is another close one too. Bam Adebayo gets 9 votes. Brandon Ingram gets 6 votes. Devontae Graham gets 4 votes. And that leaves us with Jason Tatum with the one lonely vote from Bobby. Bobby Marks, you picked Jason Tatum, and I'm not going to lie, maybe Jason Tatum will get it next year, but I like this. And not just because I'm a Heat fan, but listen, Bam Adebayo won the skills challenge. He's shown that he can be more than just a useful big man. He's shown more skill at the power forward position. I think the Kentucky pick is going to be make a very useful player for this Miami roster. I really hope they don't give him up like they did Whiteside, because when he had Whiteside was emerging in his prime, but he was still aging, and Whiteside was still demanding money. Adebayo isn't demanding as much money as of yet, but if he keeps progressing, and dare I say, if Adebayo becomes an MVP level player, which is the next and final award we're looking at, the MVP award. But if Bam Adebayo becomes up to that level, he's gonna demand that money. Jimmy Butler's already demanded money. A couple other guys on that team demanded money. Some of those guys are just gonna get it. But Bam, when he gets older, he's gonna get that bread if he keeps up his play and he stays healthy. I like this pick. Bam earned it. I think he earned it. I don't think ESPN burned this one. I don't think they did. I think if they picked Brandon Ingram, they would have burned it. The only way they wouldn't have burned it is if Brandon Ingram would have been just a slight bit more consistent. I think Brandon Ingram is just not consistent enough. Like, he's consistently average. I feel like Brandon Ingram still has to take that next step. Like, he's improved. He's improved from before, where he was very quiet. Now he's making noise. But we need him to ring bells now to win an award. You feel me? He's not ringing bells yet, but he'll get there. Devontae Graham, I like that pick, Devontae Graham, and that was pretty different. I think Devontae Graham could make a very good piece to a championship team in the future, if that does come up. The Celtics are already a championship contender, and Jason Tatum, wow. You know what, Jason? I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna say I'm sorry that you only got the one vote from Bobby, but if the Celtics win the title this year, for Bobby's sake, I'm gonna regret not saying that you deserved it. I don't think you did, but Jason Tatum, if you make the postseason and you win the championship, you will officially make me eat my words. Other than that, Bam earned it. He definitely earned it. Now it's time to go to the 2019-2020 season MVP as picked by ESPN. And we're going to see what these 20 voters have to say for the MVP of the season. NBA MVP. Let's go. Kevin says Giannis. Jerry says Giannis. Nick says Giannis. The other Nick says Giannis. Kirk says Andres. Says Giannis. Andrew says LeBron James. Chris says Giannis. The other Andrew didn't even agree with him? Oh my freaking gosh. Andrew said Giannis. Tim said Giannis. Jackie said Giannis. Bobby said Giannis. Dave says LeBron. Kevin says Giannis. Omar says Giannis. Jorge said LeBron. Andre said Giannis. Mark said Giannis. Eric said Giannis. Ray said Giannis. And Ohm said Giannis. Final tally. Giannis 17 votes. LeBron James 3. Hey, I'm getting some Zoom freaks this summer. Oh my god, all the LeBron sneakers I have. I need Giannis sneakers now. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a fan. Hey, Giannis definitely earned it. They burned him. They burned him for that. They burned him for that Defensive Player of the Year. He earned this MVP though. I'm not gonna lie. And hey, we all knew it. We all knew Giannis was gonna win the MVP. It's not a surprise. The LeBron fans are not surprised. The Kawhi Leonard fans are not surprised. I think me personally, Kawhi Leonard playing that whole season is a better candidate than LeBron James for MVP. Me personally, I think Anthony Davis with the ball in his hands more could have been a solid MVP candidate. Probably not more than LeBron James, obviously, but Giannis earned it. He earned it, and that was earned it or burned it for the 2020 NBA awards. You guys comment in this post, in the part one post. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Um, hit that bell notification. We got one more article to look at, and then I'm gonna hit night because it's about to be 3 in the morning. This is Insane Sports Comedy coming for you, YouTube. And I'm gonna be back in a minute for my last video of tonight.